Sure. Here's a 680-word script for your YouTube channel Car Operation, featuring a detailed review of the 1940 Plymouth Taxi Car. It's designed to sound natural when read aloud and engages viewers with a mix of information and storytelling. Welcome back to Car Operation, your go-to channel for classic car reviews and automotive history. Today, we're stepping back in time to take a ride in an American classic, the 1940 Plymouth Taxi Car. A vehicle that once ruled the city streets with its rugged reliability, distinctive design, and smooth handling. Whether you're a vintage car enthusiast or just curious about what taxi rides looked like 80 years ago, you're going to enjoy this one. Let's start with the exterior. The 1940 Plymouth had a bold and straightforward design that perfectly captured the spirit of the pre-war era. Its signature rounded fenders, tall grille, and sweeping lines gave it a sturdy, dependable look, exactly what you'd expect from a working taxi car of that time. The headlights were seamlessly integrated into the fenders, a modern touch back then, and the chrome detailing around the grille and bumpers added a touch of sophistication. It came in a variety of colors, but most taxis from that era were painted in either black or yellow for visibility. The long wheelbase and wide stance made it easy to spot on the road, and it had a presence that was unmistakable, built more for function than flair, but still managing to carry that vintage charm. Now stepping inside the 1940 Plymouth Taxi, you're immediately greeted by a very utilitarian interior, but that doesn't mean it lacks character. The cabin was simple, but spacious enough to carry passengers comfortably. Most taxi versions were designed with a partition between the driver and the rear passengers, often made from glass or a metal grille. The seats were usually covered in leatherette or a tough cloth material that could withstand heavy use, and the rear bench offered plenty of legroom. The dash was a metal panel with classic analog gauges, speedometer, fuel level, and temperature, all clearly visible to the driver. It had a large steering wheel, which was typical for the era, and a floor-mounted shifter for the 3-speed manual transmission. There was no air conditioning, of course, but the large crank windows and front vent windows provided natural ventilation. Everything inside was made with practicality in mind, yet it still managed to give off that old-school American elegance. As for performance, the 1940 Plymouth Taxi Car was built tough. It was powered by a 201 cubic inch inline-six engine, which produced around 84 horsepower. That might not sound like much by today's standards, but in the 1940s, it was more than enough to handle city driving and daily taxi work. It had a smooth-running engine that was known for its durability. Taxis would rack up hundreds of thousands of miles, and these Plymouths could take the punishment. The 3-speed manual transmission gave drivers decent control, and the clutch was light enough for the long hours of stop-and-go driving. Suspension-wise, it had independent front suspension, which was advanced for its time, and leaf springs in the rear to handle heavy passenger loads. The ride was firm but comfortable, and the brakes, though mechanical, were reliable. It wasn't a fast car, but it was steady, dependable, and easy to maintain, everything a good taxi should be. Now let's talk about value. Back in 1940, the base price for a Plymouth was around $725 to $900, depending on the model and trim. That's about $15,000 to $18,000 in today's money when adjusted for inflation. Pretty affordable for a working vehicle that had to endure the daily grind. Today, if you're lucky enough to find a restored 1940 Plymouth Taxi, prices can vary quite a bit. A well-preserved or restored model can fetch anywhere from $20,000 to $40,000, depending on condition, originality, and historical value. These cars are quite rare today, especially in taxi trim, so collectors are willing to pay a premium for authenticity. To wrap it up, the 1940 Plymouth Taxi Car represents a time when cars were built with simplicity, strength, and service in mind. It's a relic of a hard-working America, before power steering, before seatbelts, and before GPS. Just a steel body, a bench seat, and a straight six engine ready to keep moving. For collectors, restorers, or anyone who loves the story behind the machine, the 1940 Plymouth is a piece of history worth keeping alive. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Car Operation, and drop a comment below with your favorite classic car. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next ride. Let me know if you want a version with background music cues or B-roll suggestions.